intense affair. For all these guys, it's the culmination of weeks of hard work. But now it's up to the drivers and the navigators to keep the car in one piece. So after 8 of the 13 stages, the BP Ultimate Volkswagens were all three near the top of the leaderboard. But at the very top, Cronje was making his mark in the Castrol Toyota Runix. Remember, Volkswagen spoiled Toyota's party at their own event earlier in the year. And with a 56-second lead, Cronje was doing his best to return the favour. Wilken inherited the production car lead thanks to the demise of Hein Latergan, who failed to start stage 8 due to engine trouble. Visser du Plessis was within striking distance, and Adrian Karth occupied a top 10 position in his Class A7 Polo. The Volkswagen Rally might have 3 tough stages in the Longmore Forest to go, but Marc Cronje was now in charge of his own destiny. The young Castrol Toyota driver has had success in off-road racing before and won 2 Class Rally Championships on his way to the top S2000 class. But a podium finish in Cape Town is his best result so far. In stages 9 and 10, he was hoping to change all of that.
Well, this is the end of stage 10, and Marc Cronje has just opened up his lead by another 2 seconds, so it's now almost a minute. If he can keep it together for one more long gravel stage, he's standing right on the edge of his first victory. And if he does, he'll continue the tradition of Toyota beating Volkswagen in their own backyard.
Habig and Judd in the BP Ultimate Polo know all about winning championships and were currently lying second in the title chase, as well as in the rally. With Fekken and Ari sweating it out in fourth, Habig would close the points gap to his teammate if he could bring the car to the end, or would he try to chase Cronje down?
Yeah, I think, realistically, the gap is a bit too big at this stage. But we'll go hard, keep it clean. That's the real issue, is to keep it clean and, stay away from the punches and those sort of things. So we'll go hard, like we've just done for the whole day, and see how it pans out.
Teammates Keenan Hodgson had an up-and-down season so far. On the pace in Natal before the engine expired, a great second in Cape Town, and an even better win on the Sasol Rally. On the total, he retired after having driven just 4 kilometers, so third in the Eastern Cape would be a welcome result. A broken cross member after stage 11 didn't help his cause though. Our championship leaders, Fekken and Aris, have had a dominant season so far with 2 wins and 2 second places. But the BP Ultimate Polo driver needed a miracle to get anything better than 4th. As if he hasn't been in the wars enough already, Fekken had a new problem to worry about.
We lost the gear lever at about 3 k's into the stage, so it was really hard work. I tried to change gears down here at the bottom, but it's always impossible.
Van Niekerk and Houten were still fending off the attention from the Williams Polo, with Williams slowly eating into Van Niekerk's lead. When they left the forest after stage 11, Williams was breathing down his neck, only 6 seconds adrift. Johnny Gemmel and Peter Marsh were setting very competitive stage times in their Castrol Toyota Runix and were fighting their way back from 26th position overnight to 9th after stage 11. The Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru of Wilken and Godridge and the newer Pertec version of Du Plessis and Snyman were locked in their own battle for production car honours. The defending champion moved past the aspiring one after stage 10, in spite of having all sorts of problems with the Subaru. Du Plessis' concerns were well-founded, as in the long stage 11, the other side of the subframe also cried enough. He was forced to ease his pace, with Wilken waiting in the wings to reclaim the Class N4 and production car lead.
Both sides were broken off, so we welded it, so there's no use to take... If it breaks off again, we might just lose the whole suspension.
Fernando Ruedo and Dave Lefkowitz had a steady day in the Total Evolution Mitsubishi Lancer after losing a lot of time on day 1. The Spaniard emerged from the Longmore Forest stages in 10th overall and 3rd in production cars. In the process, Ruedo overtook the husband and wife team of Richard and Natasha Vaughan in their Mitsubishi Lancer. The early production car championship points leaders were disappointed about losing this position, but in a rally with such a high attrition rate, any points would be welcome. Not so lucky was the De Goede Finance Subaru of brothers Jus and Dani Stassen. The pair steadily upped their pace on day 2, but an oil fire early on in stage 11 brought their visit to the Longmore Forest to an end. After the grueling Longmore Forest, it was back to the Port Elizabeth Oval Racetrack for the final gravel stage of the 25th Volkswagen Rally. Stage 12 was a repeat of stage 5 the previous day, and with no real positions up for grabs anymore, the drivers put up a great show for the large crowd, displaying great skill while combining speed and car control. Johnny Gemmel won the stage, but only with a single second from Habig. John Williams drove like a man possessed as he was still chasing the Runix of Van Niekerk and Houten. The gap before stage 12 was only 6 seconds, but the Williams Polo managed to beat Van Niekerk by 10 seconds to briefly take 5th place overall. But Van Niekerk knew that the Williams pairing was still facing a 10-second penalty and safely controlled the situation to remain in 5th by a mere 4 seconds, and that after 212 kilometers of special stage rally.
We're trying to sneak position at the last minute, but yeah, Joppie's been driving well today, so yeah, it doesn't mean that easy. It's a shortish stage, but we gave it a good try, so I don't know.
And through all of this, Cronje and Paisley raced through safely to maintain their comfortable lead on their way to a memorable victory. Rallying is also about the spectacle, and Volkswagen supporters could not ask for a better spectacle than the one put up by the organisers at Kings Beach. It was a short 1.5 kilometre tar stage to finish the proceedings, but the action was still spectacular. Fernando Rueda and Dave Lefkowitz made a great comeback in the Total Evolution Mitsubishi Lancer to keep his production car aspirations alive. The Spaniard finished 10th overall and 3rd in Class N4. Johnny Gemmell and Peter Marsh had the pace all weekend, but Friday's incident dropped them down to 9th in the Castrol Toyota Runnings. Broken subframes and shock absorbers could not stop the Pertic Subaru of Visser du Plessis and Gerrit Snyman from finishing 8th and 2nd in Class N4. An incident-filled event ended in 7th overall and another production car victory for Charles Wilken and Greg Godrich and the Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru. From here on in, it was all about the S2000s. The Williams Polo ended a great tussle in 6th. That's one place behind the Toyota of Jaapie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton, who maintains their 3rd place overall on the championship points table. 4th place is Hergen Fecken and Pierre Aris's worst finish of the season so far, but it doesn't do much to his overall championship lead. A solid drive sees Enzo Keen and Guy Hodgson back on the podium again. And an even better drive by champions Jan Habbig and Douglas Judd resulted in a great second. As always, Habbig finished it off in spectacular style. So a BP Ultimate Volkswagen 2, 3 and 4 in the Volkswagen Rally. But Castrol Toyota with Mark Cronje and Robert Paisley finally managed to turn the tables and bring an end to VW's winning streak. Behind overnight Class A7 leaders Adrian Carth and Rikus Fourie and their NetConnect VW Polo, the class basically self-destructed on day 2. Nico Higgs and Menno Havelaar were the first ones to go when the gearbox on their HRD Racing Toyota Runex expired on stage 10. The Salom Polo of Tian Schuber and Henny Boerters were next up when they suffered the same fate a stage later. And on the same stage, Michael Otto and Armando Toy escaped without injury after crashing their Ballawall Toyota Corolla on stage 11. It was a very welcome victory for the hard-charging car.
We took the lead yesterday before we went to the forest, and we held it all the way through last night. And then today just defended it.
The Class A6 tussle between the Panhard Seats Polo of Stefan Wilken and Llewellyn Fourie and the Total Evolution Corolla of Musa and Martin ended when Musa first had to change a second gearbox after stage 10, only for the engine to cry enough in stage 11. This left the door open for Trot and Ball in another Total Evolution Toyota to take up the fight. But in the end, Wilken emerged as the winner by only 4 seconds from Trot, although this result is still pending the outcome of an investigation which could hand the class win to Trot.
We had a good lead, but eventually we came down to 9 seconds in the last stage. Craig took off 3, but we won eventually with 6 seconds. It's the second one for this year.
Steve Mearns and Kieran Noonan survived the challenge of the VW Rally to claim 3rd in their Class A5 multi-purpose cement Toyota Taz, behind early leaders Compton and Leslie, who fought back to end 2nd in the little Sasol Toyota Yaris. But it was a great drive from the Team Techwood Taz of Chart Conradi and Tian Rabe to earn a second-class victory in 2 events.
Feels good. We tried hard. We had a good event, actually a clean run, so it's actually very good for our championship effort.
In Class N3, Etienne de Toey and Patrick Vermaak in the Sasol Toyota Runex retired when the right rear wheel stud shared on the long stage 10. Rodney Versace and Caroline Swan managed to bring a battered and bruised Total Evolution Runex home in 2nd. But what a moment for Blue Oval fans when Etienne Lawrence and Alvin Coetzee crossed the finish line for Ford's first win since they returned to rallying at the start of the season.
We are ecstatic. There's no other word for it.
Stephen White and Jonathan Bright survived the Longmore Forest and the Team React Mitsubishi Lancer for a Class N2 win. A first overall victory for Mark Cronje, leading a Volkswagen 2, 3 and 4. Van Niekerk maintains his 100% finishing record, and the production car battle between Wilken and du Plessis remains a close one. In Class A7, Adrian Carth proves that to finish first, you must first finish. Stefan Wilken scraped through by 6 seconds in Class A6. Conradi gets his second Class A5 victory with no Kleinberg on the leaderboard, and Ford fans celebrate their first win in Class N3 with Etienne Lawrence, and Stephen White emerged as the only N2 survivor. So Champagne for Grenier, Hubby Gentien as the top three, as well as for Walken as the winner of the production car category. For Toyota, 7th time winner of this event over the past 9 years, and for Grenier, the first time winner in S2000, and spoiler of Volkswagen's party, the taste must have been bittersweet.
Yeah, coming out to Volkswagen event, there were a lot of pressure on our shoulders, and you know, Serge has done a great job by winning the event almost every year. So, you know, at least that gremlin's off our shoulders now, and we can take in the fight forward now, and that's it's going to be good.
Sophie is ensconced in a prehistoric crater.